So you have seen in this chapter that Geordie is intelligent boy of his age. He was very generous. He was kind, as he know that they have killed the doe for saving his father's life, and he wanted to look after the fawn also. He was thinking that it was his responsibility. That he was so benevolent that he wanted to help fawn. That he was thinking that it was his responsibility if they have killed the doe for his father to save his father's life. It is their responsibility that they have to save. They have to upbring the fawn also. They have to find the fawn and upbring it, because it is alone in the forest. It might have been harmed by the animals, it might have been killed. So he was so much worried about the fawn that he wanted to bring it back, and his father could not say no, because he wanted to teach his child something good. He doesn't want that his child should know, because his child was right, because he knew that when they have killed the doe to save his life, then it was his duty. His father also realized it, that it was his duty to save the fawn also. Then when but the father has told him to take the permission from your mom. When Geordie has asked from his mom, then what happened? Can anyone tell me what happened when he has asked from his mom? His mom readily agreed. She
Yes,
readily
ma'am.
agreed. Readily
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
agreed.
ma'am.
She was shocked.
She
Ma'am, she
was
was
shocked. She
shocked.
was not readily agreed. She was shocked, because she was thinking that he was very small. He cannot go to the forest. But his uncle has told her that he would accompany him, and they will together find the fawn.
On.
Then his mother got angry, but still she was worried about her son. Okay. So now we are going to read from here. Geordie gave himself over the thoughts.
Ma'am, can I read?
Yes, beta.
Geordie
Read,
gave
Priyanshi.
himself over.
Wait. Yes. Yes. Continue, beta.
Ma'am, where we are.
Geordie gave himself over to thoughts of the fawn.
Yes, sir. No. Well,
Continue fast.
Geordie
Mute
gave
yourself.
himself over to two of the orphan. They passed the abandoned
They passed the
clearly.
abundant clearing. Okay. Abundant to leave. Okay. Geordie gave himself over to thoughts of the fawn. He was thinking about fawn continuously, where he will find him. Okay. So they passed the abundant clearing. They have left everything, and they are moving towards the forest.
He said, "Cut to the north, mill wheel.
Millville. It was
It was up here that Pa got bitten
bitten by
by
the
the
snake.
snake and killed the
Killed the
dog,
doe, and I saw
and
the
I
fawn.
saw the fawn. Suddenly, Jody and unwilling to have meal while wheel with him. If the fawn was dead or could not be found, he could not be have too disappointed seen, and if the often was there, the meeting could be so lovely and so scared that he
So
could not
secret that he could not endure to share it. Okay. So now he said, cut
he
to the
said
north.
it
He is saying, wait, Priyanshi, let me explain this. He said, cut to the north, Millville. It was up here. He was telling him the direction that where his cow got bitten by the snake, and they had killed the doe. And there he had seen the fawn. Suddenly, Geordie was unwilling to have Millville with him. Okay, he didn't want that Millville should accompany him. If the fawn was dead or could not be found, he could not have his disappointment seen. So he will become so disappointed. Uh, this Geordie did not want to share his feelings. If he found the fawn, then he became so happy. If he will not find the fawn, then his his sad feelings also he didn't want to share with the Millville. He didn't want to see that he is sad or he is happy. to share these expressions with Millville. That's why he wanted to go alone and wanted to find the
He
fawn.
said it's not far now, but the scrub is very thick for a horse. I can make it on foot, but feared
But
to
I'm afraid to
leave
leave you.
here.
Now he is asking Millville to leave him. It's not far now, but the scrub is very thick for a horse. I can make it on foot. But I am afraid to leave you, boy. Suppose you got lost or got bitten by the snake. Now Millville is afraid to leave the boy because it was the forest and he might got bitten by the snake. Okay. Now Jordi is saying, yes,
I will take
I
care
will take care.
at night.
It might take me a
Take
long time. Priyanshi,
At night took me a long time to find a fawn. If he wanted leave me off night here all night, but you take it easy. Now you know north here and east.
yes,
There are here and there what
that
Tom
tall pine makes
pine a berry
makes a
so
bearing.
long I obliged.
I'm obliged. Priyanshi, I want you to do the reading practice, okay? Surbi, now you continue, beta. Unmute yourself. Read the same paragraph which she has read. He said it's not far now. Read from here.
He said it is not far now,
It's not far now.
but the scrub is very thick for a horse. I can make it on foot, but I am afraid to leave you, boy. Suppose you got lost or got bitten by the snake too. I'll take care. It might take me a long time to find the fawn. If he's wandered, leave me off right here. All right, but you take it easy now. You know north here and east, there and there. The tall pins make a bearing so long, will I am obliged. He waited
I'm
for the
obliged.
sound.
I'm obliged. So long, Millville. I'm obliged. So Millville was up. Yes. Why Millville was afraid to leave him? Why he didn't want the Geordie to go alone from there?
Ma'am,
to find
because he is
Fawn?
small.
Because
Ma'am, because he was worried about him.
Yes, because he was
That
worried
That he
about
will not
him.
that he will not killed by rattlesnake.
Yes, he will also not bitten by the rattlesnake because forest is dangerous, as you people know that it is full of animals and these snakes. Some snake can bite him also. Yes, he may be lost the way or he can encounter any dangerous animal. That's why Millville was afraid to leave him alone. But Geordie is promising him that I will take care of myself. I'll find out the fawn, and they have marked the direction that where they will and there will be meeting. Okay. So long, Millville, I'm obliged. So he was obliged to him. Now continue, Pavitra, you continue. He waited for the sound of the hoofs to end. Pavitra, continue from here, beta.
He waited for the sound of the hoofs to end, then cut to the right. The scrub was still. Only his own crackling of twigs sounded across the silence. He wondered for an instant if he had mistaken his direction. Then a buzzard rose in front of him and flapped into the air. He came into the clearing under the oaks. Buzzards sat in a circle around the carcass of the doe.
Circus. Circus is dead body and buzzards a large bird like vulture. Okay. They were moving there. So Geordie is now a doubtful that maybe the fawn is there or it is dead. That's why he has seen this bird over there. Continue, beta.
They turned their heads on their long, scrawny necks and hissed at him. He threw his bow at them and they flew into an adjacent tree. The sand showed large cat prints, but the big cats killed fresh, and they had left the door to the carrion birds.
So you can see that he has seen these large birds which are moving over the dead bodies, and he has hidden somewhere and is watching it. Okay. Start from here. He parted the grass at the place.
He parted the grass at the place where he had seen the fawn. It did not seem possible that it was only yesterday. The fawn was not there. He circled the clearing. There was no sound, no sign. The buzzards clacked their wings, impatient to return to their business. He returned to the spots where the fawn had emerged and dropped on all fours, studying the sand for the small hoof prints. The night rain had washed away all tracks except those of cat and buzzards.
So he is clearing the place of grass. He is just where he has seen the fawn. It did not seem possible that it was only yesterday, because he has seen him only yesterday and that incident was happened. But he could not find the fawn anywhere because there was rain. There was no sign, no footprints over there, and only he could see the footprints of buzzards and cat. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Continue. We now will move on to this comprehension check questions. Geordie did not want Millville with him for two reasons. What were they? I think this is an easy question. You can give answers.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Because there were scraps and horse was not able to.
Why he didn't want? This is an important question, beta. Why didn't want
Ma'am, can
Millville
I
with him
tell?
for two reasons?
can
Yes,
I
beta.
tell?
Yes.
Ma'am,
Speak up.
Geordie didn't want Millville to come with him because if the fawn was dead or could not be found, he did not want his disappointment to be seen. And
Very
if the
good.
fawn was there, the meeting would be so lovely and so secret that he could not endure to share it.
Very good. Anshika, you want to answer?
Yes, ma'am.
Speak up.
Geordie did not want Millville with him because he was afraid that if he would not be able to find the phone, then his disappointment would become visible before Millville. On the contrary, if the phone was found, that would be a lovely and happy moment, a moment he would not like to share with anyone.
Very good. Absolutely correct. If he will find the fawn, that moment he want to, that excitement he didn't want to share with Millville. And if he is lost, if he has found dead, that sadness, that the feeling of sadness also he didn't want to share with Millville. That's why Geordie didn't want Millville to accompany him. Why was Millville afraid to leave Geordie alone? This question we have discussed, children. Surbi, can you speak?
Millville was, Ma'am, can I tell?
Why was Millville afraid to leave Geordie alone?
Ma'am, I have a doubt.
Yes, beta, speak up.
Ma'am, who was Millville?
Who was?
His uncle.
Millville, his
Who's
uncle,
Millville?
who has accompanied him to the forest to find out the fawn. Okay. So why he was afraid to leave Geordie alone? Yes, beta.
Can I tell?
Yes, speak
Ma'am,
up.
can I tell Surbi?
Surbi, speak up.
Okay, ma'am. Geordie was not so familiar to the forest route, so Millville was afraid to leave Geordie alone as he felt the young boy might get lost in the woods or might even get bitten a rattlesnake like Penny.
Yes, absolutely correct. He was afraid to leave the boy as he was very small. He may lose the way or he can face danger or he might be bitten by rattlesnakes as it is a dangerous place. Akshita, continue, beta.
Okay, ma'am. Movement directly in front of him startled him so that he tumbled backward. The fawn lifted its face to his. It turned its head with a wide, wondering motion and shook him through with the stare of its liquid eyes. It was quivering,
Shaking slightly.
quivering. It made no effort to rise or run. Geordie could not trust himself to move. He whispered, "It's me." The fawn lifted its nose,
Scenting him.
scenting him. He reached out one hand and laid it on the soft neck. The touch made him
Delirious,
delirious.
delirious, delirious,
Delirious.
extremely excited. Delirious.
He moved forward on all fours until he was close beside it. He put his arms around its body. A light convulsion passed over it, but it did not stir. He stroked its sides as gently as though the fawn were a china deer and he might break it. Its skin was very soft. It was sleek and clean and had a sweet scent of grass. He rose slowly and lifted the fawn from the ground. Its leg hung limply. They were surprisingly long, and he had to hoist the fawn as high as possible under his arm.
Okay.
He was afraid.
Wait, beta. Let me explain this. So you have seen that Jody has found the phone. He is describing that he was how he was very scared. Okay, so he has taken him so compassionately. He's putting his arms around its body. A long convulsion passed over it, and but it did not stay. He stroked its sides as gently as though the fawn were a china deer, which can easily be broken. So he's holding it very softly, and he's taking him into as much as I can because its legs are very long. Okay. Continue, beta. He was afraid.
Ma'am, can I read?
Yes, beta.
He was afraid that it might kick and bleed at side and smell of its mother. He skirted the clearing and pushes
Pushed his way into the thicket.
pushes his way into the ticket. It was difficult to fight through with the burden. The fawn's leg called,
Caught in the
caught, in
bushes.
the, caught in the bushes and he could not lift his on with the freedom. He tried to shield its face from prickling vines. Its head bobbed with his stride. His heart thumped with the marvel of his acceptance of him. He reached the trail and walked as fast as he could until he came to the intersection with the road home. He stopped to rest and set the fawn down on the dangling legs. He wavered on them. It looked at him and bleated.